Hi everyone, I'm here today with Dan Thomas from Daniel Thomas Property Services, powered by Keller Williams. Hi Dan, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Right.
Good, yeah, good, thank you. Thank you for joining me today. So how long has your business been going now?
A year to the day yesterday, I think.
Oh, brilliant.
Might even be today.
Okay.
But yeah, calendar year now.
Perfect. And how have you found that year?
Stressful,
Yeah.
exciting, emotional at times, but overall, yeah, really promising.
Okay, great.
Glad I sort of took the plunge, made the decision to do it. Wasn't an easy one, but yeah, the year's been in all really pleasing.
Brilliant. And what fears did you have before taking the plunge?
How long have you got? Lots, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Money probably being the main one.
Yeah.
Left my role as a branch manager with a good basic salary, good on-target earnings and commissions, to nothing, and I'd never known that. I'd always, since leaving university, had a full-time job. I'd never really even had a gap between jobs or between roles. So the main fear was probably the money, the lack of that, and not having the guarantee of a basic salary. Other than that, I guess it's just the independence and sort of the loneliness that you can sometimes experience as a self-employed person, as your own business owner. But with the support of obviously Keller Williams, family, friends, and the people around me,
Yeah.
that fear was sort of alleviated to some extent.
Okay. And how would you say that you dealt with those fears once you took the plunge?
Talking about them, really.
Yeah.
Problem shared, problem halved, and all that. My partner's been amazing, family have been amazing, friends. You guys at Keller Williams have obviously been helpful with the support. But yeah, talking about them, trying to make sure I don't overthink them at the same time. I'm bad at doing that, bad at overthinking almost everything.
Yeah.
But to try and keep myself busy, to try and make a plan as to how to overcome those fears is important.
Brilliant. Okay. And if you were to start today, what advice would you give yourself? What would you do differently?
If I were to start again today, was a question. Probably have more of a structured plan in place. I think after making the decision to go self-employed and to start up my own estate agency business, it was right. Let's get into business as soon as I possibly can. Let's get properties on the market for sale and to let as quickly as I possibly can.
Yeah.
Forgetting that I was starting a business and there's more to an estate agency business than just selling and letting properties.
Yeah.
So I think a proper business plan, some financial forecasting and planning. As I say, a big fear was the money.
Yeah.
And I think if I had a more structured plan in place when it came to the money and the finances, it probably would have been easier in the first couple of months.
Yeah.
As obviously time's gone on and I've become busier, naturally that fear has started to fade away a little bit. But yeah, generally speaking, a proper business plan and support in getting that plan done and made up is really important, I think.
Yeah. I think probably the fear of the money is probably one of the reasons why you maybe didn't sit down and plan it all first. You're sort of naturally, you want to get the quick wins, you want to get the income coming in, so you're chasing that rather than thinking about the future and the long term. So no, definitely. What would you say has been your biggest highlight of the last 12 months?
Biggest highlight? Probably completing on the sale of a property in my local area on one of the most popular roads. My client was an old school friend's parent, who sadly had lost a relative. But it was a probate sale. It involved the sale of a parcel of land at the rear of the garden, so I helped them, provided consultation in that regard, as well as the sale of the house. Sort of a success story rather than the highlight of the year, but the whole story from sort of start to finish was quite rewarding personally. Formerly in my employed roles, every sale or every let just seemed like another transaction, whereas this one was so rewarding in that I was doing it for someone that I knew, that was happy enough to trust me, to trust my approach, and a relatively new business in the grand scheme, to handle them through from the very start to the very end. We complete this Friday, so almost the year to the day, my anniversary in business will be completing, and I'll be doing a donation to a charity of the family's choosing.
Oh, nice.
We had an open day with 18 viewers, 11 offers on the property. So whilst the start of this story was obviously very sad, the end of the story and the closure that the family have now got, and the price that they achieved, £75,000 above the asking price,
wow,
is probably my biggest highlight so far.
Definitely. And would you say that's more because of the personal connection you have there, rather than the 75,000 above asking and the
of course.
the money? I mean, you've got the personal link with that.
Yeah, I mean, for the client, of course, I'm sure £75,000 above the asking price was nice.
Yeah.
But it was nice in that I could maintain that rapport with that person from start to finish. It wasn't get the instruction, get confirmation from them that they're happy to use me, and then just update them once I've got an offer, and then just update them perhaps once a week or once every couple of weeks with progression. I was in regular contact, and that wasn't just on the phone. That was face-to-face meetings, that was on social media, that was via WhatsApp. So it did help me that I knew them already, because they were happy for that relationship to be perhaps a little bit more informal. But no, the personal aspect of the relationship and the transaction, as it were, the move, was really nice, really enjoyable. I think that's what made it most rewarding.
Brilliant. And if you wouldn't mind sharing, what's your pipeline at the moment going forward into your next 12 months?
So current pipeline, with a couple of completions scheduled for the end of this week, I'll be looking at about £35,000 to £40,000.
Wow.
With a few offers pending on properties that are live on the market, which would take that pipeline up to closer to 50,000.
Wow.
And lots of new instructions. Yeah, I mean, daunting in a way.
Yeah.
Obviously exciting.
Yeah.
Whilst we all work for some reasons, I guess it's fair to say we work for the money that we earn. And to see that sort of pipeline building, and being transparent, the sort of levels that I'd expect to have been earning when in a full-time employed position as perhaps a branch manager, is daunting, exciting, rewarding, but it just gives me that motivation to keep going. If after a year I can build a pipeline that's that healthy, perhaps now to take it to the next level with the support of some admin, etc., I'm really keen to take it to the next level, but most importantly ensure that my service level that I have given people for the last year isn't compromised in any way. Yeah. Of course, I don't want to get carried away. I want to make sure that the service level provided to my customers is exactly the same moving forward.
Brilliant. So a year to the day, and you've got started with nothing, and now you've got 50,000 in the pipe.
Started with a tenth of that, I think, in the bank account when setting up the business. So.
And what does the next 12 months hold for Daniel Thomas?
A lot. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm at my laptop till silly hours sometimes, and it does take it out of me. So some sort of support for me and my business now is going to be one of the main priorities, I think. As I say, one, to help me take the business and my life, my career to the next level. Yeah. But two, to ensure that whilst I do that, as I say, without repeating myself, that my customer service levels and that personal commitment I can give people isn't compromised in any way. So of course, the next 12 months will hopefully hold lots more properties for sale and to let. Lots more connections. My business isn't just about selling and renting property, it's about connecting with local people, connecting with other business owners, how I can help them move their businesses forward. A lot of my business in the last 12 months has come from recommendations and referrals, so to try and build on that further in the next 12 months is important. So an event I've got planned for the 2nd of April, where a number of my connections will be coming along. I can thank them for their support so far and their ongoing support. You can have a drink to sort of celebrate a year in business. and to keep doing those sort of things. It's important to realise that you're not just a machine, you're not just working and working and working and working, you're giving back.
Yeah.
When I'm in a position to give back, as I said, I did a charity donation last week, some days like that, events like that, charity donations, and giving back to the people that have supported me is also important.
Brilliant. And for anyone who is maybe considering taking the leap and themselves, what bit of advice would you give to them?
Again, how long have you got? I need to sit down with them, but do it.
Yeah.
And don't overthink it. As I said, I was guilty of doing that myself. The support that you'll get subconsciously and unconditionally from your peers, your family, your partner, your wife, whoever it may be, it is quite overwhelming, really, or it has been for me at least. Without expecting that, I think it comes naturally, and people will want you to do well.
Yeah.
But to sort of combat that, don't rely on it, is my advice. Don't feel as though the world owes you something. If you go self-employed, whilst people will want you to do well, as I say, I'm at my laptop till 11 o'clock at night some nights. I'm up very early and I'm working 14, 15 hour days, sometimes 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So I think my advice to anyone maybe considering it is that if you want to make it your career, if you want to make it your business, your baby as it were, then you've got to fully commit.
Yeah.
Because I think if you don't, then you're set to fail. Fail to prepare to fail, and all that.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I wish I'd prepared a bit more.
Okay.
But I think commitment is really what I'd advise anyone to wholeheartedly put in if they want to make it a success and if they want to take the leap.
Brilliant. Thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Hope everyone finds that useful. Any questions or anything about Keller Williams, or if you've got property to sell or rent in the Longfield, Hartley, Gravesend areas, please give Dan a call. The numbers will be in the link below. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.